3, 2, 1. One of the features of contemporary society is that people nowadays are stimulus rich but context poor, meaning they don't know what it means and they don't know where to focus their sight. And one thing that can help people to see the very realm of life is a frame, because it helps us to concentrate our attention at some specific point. Now, I will gladly present you 9 different frames to shape your message, and that will help you to lead people to better outcomes and definitely improve and enhance your persuasion. However, there is a spoiler that you don't need to use frames all the time. No, you need to use them consciously and very purposefully. So, let's go. Fortunately or unfortunately, as human beings, we all have cognitive biases that affect our behavior in roughly 99 out of 100 cases. Why? Because we are instinctive creatures endowed with cognitive mind. We are not rational creatures. And so, all the frames I will present to you now are based on these cognitive biases. Let's get deeper. So, the frame number 1 is a loss frame. Loss frame is based on loss aversion, meaning the prospect of losing $10 is far more daunting than the one of gaining $10. So, how you can deploy it? You can say to the other side not what they will gain if they agree to your proposal, but what do they have to lose if they don't. Frame number 2 is opportunity frame. Opportunity frame means that every dollar spent on the thing X is the one not spent on the thing Y. Let's take a look at an example. Imagine you are an architect and you have a project building a house. And then one day client says to you, well, I don't want to have, a simple roof. I want a glass roof. But you, as a professional, you understand that within the budget you agreed on and the time you agreed on, you cannot do this roof for the client. And so what you can do in this situation, you can say to your client, well, yeah, we can make the glass roof, but what are you ready to give up for this? This means the opportunity frame, because there is a cost to every decision we make and every action we take. Frame number 3 is the experience frame. People tend to remember and value experiences more than goods and services. So take what you are selling and put it into a frame and tell the person what he or she will get thanks to your object. Actually, as human beings will value a set of universal things. Here they are. Number 1 is novelty. Number 2 is challenge. Number 3 is relaxation. And number 4 is being with people we care about, Simply like being with our nearest and dearest. Nearest and dearest. So these are the things that give us satisfaction as human beings. Frame number 4 is called less is more. Even if we have already touched this tune, you know that repetition is the mother of learning, so why not? Simply put, narrow the set of options you are offering to the other side in a way that is useful and enlightening for the person you are trying to persuade. So the next frame is the contrast frame. As people, we understand things in relative terms, not in absolute terms. So imagine such a situation that on the street you are passing by a homeless person holding a paper in hands. In which case you are more likely to give him or her money. When on this paper is written, "I'm blind," or as written, "It is springtime, ... and I'm blind." I guess frame number 6 is the blemish frame. As a persuader, you can provide a long list of positives followed by a small negative. Let's say you are a car dealer and a new Mercedes came in stock. So you can tell to your clients all about all the really cool and qualitative features of this car, and then you can add, "But unfortunately, they came only in 2 colors." And you know, this negative, this small negative is really important. Why? As we understood before, people really tend to understand things in relative terms. So when you provide only positives, your client just don't have anything to compare it to. But contrast is important. So do it. But remember one thing. The negative you show after all the positives should be small. That's the critical issue in this frame. Frame number 7 is the potential frame. Buyers tend to overvalue potential more than they should. How you can deploy it? Easily. Let's look at example. On a job interview, you can tell about all your accomplishments you had in your experience. But it would be a great mistake if you don't say a word about what you can bring to the company if they hire you. Potential is much more persuasive than experience. Remember this and deploy it. Frame number 8 tells us about the sunk cost. It's based on the sunk cost fallacy bias that affects our behavior. And a good example of this came to my mind, and I actually had it plenty of times in my life, is non-refundable plane tickets. People tend to overvalue the sums already spent instead of making an adequate decision, and despite the fact whether it is worth it or not.
3, 2, 1, I'm ready for it, 3, 2, 1.
I'm ready to present the last frame for today, and this is the anchoring frame. First of all, what is anchoring? let's imagine that we have a discussion about the cost of this thing, of this JBL music player. You want to buy it from me, and so you are coming to me thinking, well, I guess I can get this JBL for 5,000. And I start our conversation. What I say to you is, well, I'm ready to sell it to you for 15,000. Definitely you are perplexed, you are shocked, because this price is like triple your price. However, we will not discuss whether you should pay me 5,000 or maybe 7 or 8. What we can discuss now, whether you will pay me 15,000 or maybe 12 or 13. So this is the example of anchoring, because the first number that the opponent hear disproportionately shape their further thoughts. So if you are aware of this anchoring bias, you can use it strategically and consciously. And so for now, you are aware of 9 ways to frame your message, depending on the situation you are in. So now you can do it. So do it smart, do it strategically, and do it successfully.